Hey everyone, it's Dina. So I had a request on how to create a stencil specifically for use with cookies, but this can be applied to any kind of designing, but this is going to be geared towards making a background stencil for cookies and how to use the replicate tools and alignment tools to create that background. So there's really no fast and easy way to do this in the software. There are some tools that will help you, but you're going to use a combination of manual placement along with the replicate tool and the transform tool, either alignment or rotate, to kind of get your end result. Now you can see on my screen that I've got a square shape. This is a 6-inch square that would fit in the stencil genie to use with your stencils, and I've created some hearts here, did some ovals and some point editing and got me some starting points and welded that. That's a whole other topic, but I've got some hearts here in my starting shape, and I've manually placed them using the duplicate function and the rotate function with the software to aid in that. Now, if you click on your design and you see this green handle, this is going to allow you to manually rotate that just by clicking and holding your mouse and then moving it left or right. Okay, so that's how I placed these. If you right click, then you can choose to flip horizontally or vertically, and again, that's how I made this little grouping of these hearts. And what I'm going to do is select them all so that I can move them together and just place them inside my square here. And again, you may want to manually move some of these to get them where you like them. And we're going to say that's how I want to do it for this one. Okay, so again, highlight all of these once you have them placed in the desired position, and you're going to activate your floating panels over on the right hand side. If you aren't sure exactly what they do, hold your mouse over the icon so that you get the tooltip. So you want the transform panel, which is the one that you see down here at the bottom, and then the replicate panel, which is what you see right above it. Okay, and the tools that you have available to you to use. Fill page is helpful, but it's going to fill the entire white workspace, and that's not necessarily what I want to do for this instance. Okay, what I want to use is either the duplicate or the rows and columns option to either do a duplicate right, left, up, or down as a single item, or maybe a duplicate in a row or a column fashion in 3 or 4 groupings at a time. And it's really just going to come with use and knowing which one to use over the other. Okay, it's just, or personal preference. How much work do you want to do? What I want to do is fill vertical in the square first, so I'm going to use the down option, and you can see that it put 4 or 3 actually to make a 4 total column. And I'm going to use the same functionality except move to the right, so highlight everything, not your square but your hearts or stars or whatever they happen to be, and then we're going to fill it to the right. Okay, and I do have some overlapping, and if you want to just highlight those and press delete, oops, I missed some, then you can get rid of those as well. And this is where the manual part comes into play. If you like the placement, then you can center your square over those designs, make it a compound path and cut, and be done with it. Or you can manually select your designs to move them, and in order to move multiples like you see me doing here, I'm just holding shift on my keyboard and single clicking the item, and then I'm using my arrow keys to move them. So bloop, bloop, bloop. And we're just going to keep doing that until we get the design how we like it. Now, another little shortcut is if you wanted to do one row, space them how you desire, and then replicate, that's another way to do it. There's really no right or wrong way. It's what works best for you and how much time you actually want to spend doing it. So we're just going to finish this one out for the sake of the video. And get these spaced the way that we want. Okay? Now, alignment tools. You're going to find those under Transform on the far left, and this is going to give you the ability to center the page or center within your selected items. Okay? You can align left, middle, right, and so on, or justify left, align top, bottom, or here is one that I like. Let's say that I want to use up more space on this right side. So we're going to grab all of these and we're going to arrow them over, but I want equal spacing between my left heart and the right heart. So we're going to move the box out of the way. It's just a little bit easier to select these. And then we're going to come down here to our horizontal spacing. And did you see how that shifted that? So it's going to find your horizontal spacing in equal distances based off of your far left and your far right design or object. Now, a lot of this can be done ahead of time, and that's really honestly what I would do instead of spending all of this time manually adjusting each and every line. Is I would set up my first or second row of these, get it exactly spaced the way that I want, rotations and whatever you want in that design, and then replicate as many times as you need to fill your design space or your square or whatever it is that you happen to be using. Okay. Now we're going to say that we have this exactly the way that we want it, and we're going to make everything a compound path by selecting it all, right click, and then choose compound path. Okay, and that's just going to ensure that these hearts are cut out of the square, which is exactly what I want in this instance. So again, just to recap, we used the rotate tools, which you have under Transform, or if you get this green handle, okay, that lets you rotate manually using your mouse, or if you want to specify a specific degree or a custom number, you have that option. Your alignment tool is also under Transform, so you can center your design. So you can see that centered it to my page because I made it a compound path. If I made this a grouping and then centered these items, you can see how it centered it to the square. Okay, so that's the difference there. And again, this just all comes with use of the software and knowing what does what. And then your replicate, which is going to give you your duplicate options. Again, a single duplication, left, right, up, or down. Duplicate in rows or columns of multiples, or if you wanted to fill your page with a single design or whatever you have selected with the spacing that the software designates. Okay, so again, it's just knowing what tool does what and what your overall design look and feel is in your mind and how you want that to happen. Okay, and then when you're ready to cut, you go to your send menu, select your material, your cut options, and then go from that point. If you guys have any questions on the replicate tool or the transform, align, or rotation tools, feel free to drop a comment below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you found this helpful.